Look at this. All eyes on deGrom. A look inside his start. It is nice to see him on a big league mound, that's for sure. Jake deGrom has always said, when he's right, there's no one better, right? How does he balance staying healthy with throwing a billion? Robert was saying 95, 96. What do you think?
He's throwing simulated BP when he's right.
Yeah, no, look, when he is right, D-Row, I don't know of anybody better. And in the last 10 or so years watching him, when he's right, executing, it's game over for the opposition. And that's just the truth. When we know this. If pitchers go out and execute, it's their game to win or lose. And look, I think what shocks me or stands out here, not shocks me, is that deGrom in spring training talked about, hey, look, I'm going to go back to 96 to 98 and not exhaust every option. Let's go to this board and we'll show you what he's talking about. But when Jacob deGrom was winning Cy Youngs back in 2018 and 2019, look at the velocity, 95, 96 miles an hour. Now, as it gets to 2020, it starts ticking up through 24. He couldn't stay healthy. You come back to yesterday, you see it back down and around where he should be in the years he stayed healthy. And look, he's won Cy Youngs there. So the increase in velocity, it helped a bit.
Is that hard to do? Look, dumb it down a little bit. It just seems like to me he's not a max effort guy. It's like Jesus has blessed him with a bullwhip.
I don't know many guys who aren't max effort.
Right?
You are letting it eat to the best of your ability almost every time out. And most pitchers I knew were doing that. And look, let's just go to some video and I'll show you what the video looked like of Jacob deGrom in Cy Young form. And in those years, this is 2019, but 97 miles an hour plays just fine. Right here, you see even having pinpoint control. That's the key.
97 to a hitter's still a blur.
There's 23, and you're starting to see these hundreds, right? With Texas, he's 101. Oh, Lord, this is electric. Nobody can hit it. But can he stay healthy? No, we had our second Tommy John surgery when he was out there. And now you're looking at yesterday, again, the 97, 96.9, I think was what he averaged yesterday, is just fine. Now let me show you something new. We'll stop this tape. We talked about velocity coming back down. This is new. The slider, 61.3% Sunday. When something is good, D-Row, you ride it.
Yeah.
This slider that Jacob deGrom was featuring was absolutely unhittable if you're a right-handed batter. Left-handers too, but watch this to righties. We're gonna go to the tape and I'll show you. This is almost like a cutter to me. That's a cutter. You know, you can call it a slider, and he is getting around it a bit, but this is unhittable. This ball's
You're not taking that. For people at home, I used to call my dad after games, and he'd be like, why do you keep swinging at that? I'm telling you, it's a heater.
Well, and these are strikes,
You
too.
see heater, bottom down, and then it disappears.
Well, and you're seeing, too, righties typically have a hard time with left-handers. All these left-handers, because of the depth, are swinging over the top of the heaters. And you see right here, this is the usage to left-handers. The slider is coming back down to where it was in the Cy Young years. You're getting away from using it too much. You can't use it too much to those lefties. And then look, why it come back down on Sunday is because the changeup came back into play.
Yeah.
Run this tape, and now when you start looking at Jacob deGrom go the second time through the lineup, he started introducing this changeup. There it is right there.
Oh, what's going on?
Having some problems, but this is what...
We're back.
Struck out Duran on a good at bat, went right back to it with Devers, fastball slider, and then you do
throwing
this.
right on right changeup, and it almost seems like, and that was just me watching the video, I didn't see this before, it's like he's tightened up with the Mets, it was almost like he was like creating all this energy, and now he's getting a little shorter.
Well, I'll tell you this, we can dive into it because Mike Maddox over there, he's with some of the best pitching guys I know in the game. And Chris Young, certainly his general manager, knows a lot about this. What I love to see is we've got to keep this guy healthy. Texas knows this. You run this Texas team into the playoffs with a healthy deGrom and Evaldi with Jack and
He's
Rocker.
win day, nobody hits him.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. When he goes out there and does what he does, so what do we have to do? Figure out a way to keep him out there. I love the fact that he's pulled back on velocity and goes, you know what? I could probably throw 100 miles an hour, but I'm not going to do it. 96, 97 plays, and then I can play a little bit with my percentages. The slider is so good that 61%, it was more than he threw the fastball, was the slider. And then when you start worrying that he's a two-pitch guy, he's throwing in what they call a curveball that's 10 or so miles an hour off that fastball, and then the changeup is the absolute equalizer. when you throw it right on right, you have no chance versus this guy.
Yeah.
Keep him healthy, Texas. You got a good shot.